Good morning, people. Boy, it is exactly 4:06 in the morning. I am very, very tired still. I'm pretty sure I got sleep last night. Pretty sure, but maybe it just wasn't like as deep of a sleep as I thought I got. But yeah, I am definitely not a morning person. But this is my routine. I get up at 4 in the morning almost every day during the week to go to work because I gotta catch my bus around 5:40 something, so it gives me just enough time to take a shower and have a cup of coffee. So without stalling, I need to start getting ready for work. Well, coffee is starting and I'm gonna jump in the shower in a few minutes. Yeah, I work 7 to 3 p.m. so I should be home around 4 something, and I will let you know how that goes. I'm not gonna bring my camera with me to work. There's no point. Oh, excuse me. There's no point in me bringing my camera to work. I could just see a lot of weird, awkward moments happening, and like not vlog worthy moments, but just like awkward as in, what the heck are you doing at work with that camera? What are you recording? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I really don't want to get into that. But yeah. Wow. I was thrown through a loop when my alarm first went off this morning. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I didn't really know what was going on. If I don't wake up before my alarm wakes up, I end up super groggy when it does go off, because it like rips me out of that REM state and I'm just like zombie. But yeah, it's 4:15. I'm gonna jump in the shower and make myself look a little more human, and then have some coffee. Making sure you guys aren't blurry, because you guys have been doing that to me lately. Anyway, yes, it's 10 till 5, so I have about maybe 40 minutes before I have to go catch my bus to go to work. I took a shower, so I look a little more human. I'm definitely more awake. Got my coffee and my daily essentials in the morning. My vape, my coffee, and the water bottle, because water is actually very essential for you first thing in the morning. Instead of just downing a cup of coffee, drink some water first. It really does help. But yeah, I'm just looking over yesterday's vlog, scrolling social media, and yeah, pretty much how I start my mornings. I just thought about this, and Facebook reminded me that it has been exactly 1 year since I moved back to Minnesota. And in the best way possible, I can say my life hasn't gone at all how I expected, but in the best possible way. I thought things were going to be a lot different, relationship-wise, job-wise, just health-wise, life-wise, everything. You know, yeah, I'm still working at McDonald's, but I can choose my own schedule, so I can still have a life outside of work. Still pays my bills. Still, I'm able to buy food and, you know, treat myself every once in a while, like upgrading my vape and, you know, stuff like that. I never thought I would be with somebody like Nick. He is absolutely incredible, and even though I've had longer relationships, he is definitely the best that I've ever had, and I can't imagine being with anybody else, to be honest. You know, he's not my first. I've had multiple relationships in my life, but none of them made me feel and see myself in a better way than Nick has, to be completely honest. That man right there is incredible. And he truly makes me want to be a better version of myself every single day. And that doesn't mean so much physically, even though I am going to be going back to the gym next month. I froze my account over the summer because I was outside too much, didn't have time to go to the gym, whatever. I mean more like emotionally and mentally. Like, he makes me want to take care of myself, like stopping smoking, eating better. He makes me want to be around a lot more and just take care of myself and be a more positive, happy person, which I can't say my other relationships had, because obviously the first one that I was in when I was 18, like right when I moved to Minnesota, when I was dating my roommate, that turned out to be an incredibly unhealthy relationship. Whether or not it was intended, I can't say for sure, because some things you'll just never know for sure. I ended up with like a bad case of Stockholm syndrome. I felt like everything was my fault. I was easily manipulated. I felt like I was nothing without him. He had a way of making me feel crazy and like everything was my fault, even if that wasn't what he intended. Like I said, I will never know. I felt worthless. I felt stupid. I felt ugly. And here's the truth. That is one of the reasons I cut my hair, is because I managed to let somebody else make me feel so worthless and so ugly and manipulate me so much that I cut all of my hair off. Because I literally felt crazy. I felt out of control of my life, and after me and him broke up and, everything with that went on, I wanted to restart. I felt crazy. I wasn't taking care of myself. Obviously, I was smoking. I was eating like crap, or I was hardly eating at all. I was not happy. And, yeah. When I went to Jersey, it kind of gave me a chance to, like, reset my brain. I was still having a lot of issues, a lot of, like, even though me and him did not get along very well in our relationship, and a lot of really shitty things happened. And the relationship was pure poison. It really was. It was pure poison for the both of us. And, I did fuck up in our relationship. There were certain things that I shouldn't have done that negatively impacted him, but once I started feeling better about myself, I realized that nothing I did to him made me deserve what he did to me. And once I realized that, I was able to start getting better. Sometimes people aren't right for each other, and yeah, I know we're still living together as roommates, but it's fine. Like, I don't really have any hard feelings towards him anymore. Sometimes I still get a sting in my chest, and not as I'm emotionally upset or anything like that, but sometimes looking at him makes me remember how he made me feel about myself, and that's the one thing, if anything, that makes me angry, is I remember how worthless and crazy and stupid and easily manipulated I let myself get being in that relationship. And when I met Nick, honestly, the first thing I thought was, when is he going to get bored and break up with me? Because I just felt so worthless. I was feeling a lot better when I came back here. I was starting to take care of myself. I was going to the gym a lot. I was eating a lot healthier. I was just focusing on work and my friends and, staying in shape and stuff like that. And when I met Nick, I honestly didn't think that we'd be going out this long. I mean, 7 months doesn't seem like a really long time for a lot of people, but this has to be probably the most easy and flawless relationship I've ever been in. He's super laid back, he's super understanding, he's super supportive, he's funny. We have yet to get in an argument, because there's nothing for us to argue about. It's just, things are going so smoothly, and he supports everything I do. I mean, my roommate thinks it's weird at the fact that I vlog. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't want to be a part of it. Like, God forbid I mention his name or get him on camera. Like, he would probably freak out. Nick, on the other hand, he knows it's something I love to do, and he's fully supportive of it. So he allows me to vlog. He knows it makes me happy, and it's a good way to keep track of the time that we spend together. And he doesn't really mind. And if he ever did, I wouldn't record him if he minded. If he minded? I don't know how to put that. If he did care about me, like, vlogging in public or vlogging around him or getting him on camera, I wouldn't do it, but he doesn't care because he knows it makes me happy. But yeah, there is another truth. I did have a very bad case of Stockholm Syndrome as far as being manipulated and making me feel like everything was my fault and feeling crazy, and that's essentially why I cut off all my hair. Because I just felt worthless and ugly and stupid, and like everything was my fault, and I just, yeah. And at the same time, deeper than that, I just wanted a chance to like restart, and that started that. In Jersey, I had a chance to kind of unwind and be a little bit crazy and get a lot of things out of my system. I was with a guy in Jersey for a little bit. We weren't like together. It was very weird. But he was good and bad for me. He had a wild side, and it let me let loose and get a lot of things out of my system, and be a version of me that I will never be again, but was good for me at the time. It did help me like open my eyes a little bit more and let loose and kind of find myself again at the same time. So then when I moved back here, I was a lot better in my head and emotionally. And then when I met Nick, things definitely got a heck of a lot better. And like I said, he makes me want to be the best version of myself that I could possibly be. You know, not just for him, but for myself. It makes me want to be happy and positive and take care of myself and, you know, stop doing things that are harmful to myself, such as smoking cigarettes. And, you know, it's weird how somebody that is truly meant to be with you and truly good for you can make you see things about yourself that you never thought you'd see again. And one of those was me actually wanting to take care of myself and be the best version of myself that I could be, if that makes any sense. But I think I've blabbed on enough about this truth, so yeah. Well, I just got home. It's 4:15, and it looks like these are still in the sink from yesterday, so I'm going to do them really quick, and then I do want to sit down and talk to you guys about something. I just want to clarify from earlier today, I do not hate my roommate. I know I said that in the vlog where I was explaining, well, kind of explaining why I was moving and stuff like that, but of course I wasn't honest about like how I was feeling really, or like how I was being treated, why we broke up and stuff like that until this morning. But I just want to clarify, I do not hate my roommate. I unfortunately don't really have it in me to hate people. It takes a lot to make me really not like somebody. I'm going to be honest, it's not pleasant living with him sometimes, because it is kind of a double standard in the house a little bit with like cleaning and stuff like that. But I don't hate him. And the only reason I think why I still get that sting sometimes when I talk to him or we interact is because like he pretty much acts like none of it ever happened. And like, I don't know, he kind of acts like he never did anything bad to me. And it could very well be because how he made me feel wasn't intended 100%. He was being a jerk when I had to move out. It wasn't really my choice. He kind of forced me to leave. And yeah, like he was a jerk to me. He did make me feel like crap. He did make me feel crazy. He made me feel like everything was my fault. He crushed my confidence and my self-esteem. It was a very unhealthy, poisonous situation that I was in when we broke up and everything along those lines. But even back then and now, I don't hate him. But looking at him sometimes does make me, I don't know, in a way, like, I dislike him, but I don't hate him. Like, we've found a way to, like, still be roommates, and we don't fight, nothing crazy like that. We actually get along for the most part, just being roommates. And ever since I moved back, he's pretty much left me alone. I do my thing, he does his thing. We split the bills, buy our own food. We check in on each other occasionally, but that's about it. But I think the reason why I still have some, I don't know, angst against him is because when I look at him, I remember how I let somebody else make me feel about myself. And I think that's what gets me the most in this situation, is I let somebody else make me feel that bad about me. I let somebody else make me feel that worthless, that ugly, that unconfident, that, self-conscious, that stupid, that crazy. The fact that I let somebody manipulate me, whether it was intentional or not, whether he did it on purpose or not, that I let somebody else have that kind of control over my mental state and my emotions is what made me and makes me angry sometimes. And it took a lot to get that back. Even when I moved to Jersey, I was still kind of emotionally attached to him. So it was really hard for probably the first 4 or 5 months that I was away from him. To truly get over everything, really. And what really kind of snapped me out of it was I just had this moment of like, am I really going to let somebody who I'm probably never going to see again? Because at the time I had no idea that I was going to move back to Minnesota. And my thought process was, am I really going to let somebody I'm probably never going to see again control me even though I'm not around him anymore? So in my journal that I had at the time, I'm pretty sure I still have it somewhere in my room. Anyway, I wrote down the pros and cons of why I should miss him. And I think I came up with only like 4 pros and like 26 to 28 cons. And then I reread it probably about 2 or 3 times. And that's when it really clicked in my brain that this is the kind of person I'm hanging on to. This is the kind of person that I was in love with. This is the kind of person that I'm letting myself be attached to and be poisoned by. And, when the cons outweigh the pros that much, you're doing something wrong. And I knew I was doing something wrong after that. And it kind of just, like, melted off my shoulders after that. I realized, you know what? It's not worth putting myself through this pain and emotional and mental distress over somebody that pretty much all they ever did was make me feel like shit. I mean, granted, we did have some good times together, but even now when I think about it, it could have been one-sided. Like, I don't think we were ever really meant to be with each other. We did have some good times. We did. At one point, our relationship was fine, but then it really started going downhill, and we just pretty much fought over every little thing. And he's kind of like me in the sense that he's really stubborn. And so when we'd get in fights, because I was in love with him at the time, he was my first serious relationship. He was my first intimate relationship. He pretty much had me by the heartstrings. So anything he said or did really got to me and made me easily manipulated to do what he wanted. And, I believed everything he said. So, if he blamed me for something, I really thought it was my fault. If, at some point, I remember on quite a few occasions, he told me that I should probably see a therapist and go back on medication because I was on Prozac for a while. And I believed him. I really believed that I was crazy. And it got to the point where I actually spent a night in the suicide ward in a hospital for a night because I actually felt crazy and I really thought I was going to do something stupid. And pretty much I let him make me truly believe that every bad thing that happened in our relationship was because I was crazy. and that it was my fault. And honestly, like, just thinking about how I let somebody make me feel and think that way does kind of make me angry. And also for the fact that I never got an apology. Like, he never apologized for making me feel or think that way. I think the closest thing I ever got to an apology from him was when I moved back. We were thinking about trying to make it work, but after a month, it was definitely a no-go. I realized that everything was pretty much starting to turn back to the way it was, but because I was better in my head, I kind of flipped out, and I was like, no, I'm not letting somebody do this to me again. So it didn't work out, and he had to go away for a few months, and then when he came back, things were pretty much like, I had met Nick at that point. Me and him had been dating for a while, and when he came back and he found out about Nick, I think he had a realization that I finally moved on and I met somebody that truly made me happy and took care of me, like, emotionally and mentally, like my actual well-being, and that I had completely moved on and I was out of his reach. That he did at one point admit that every relationship that ever ended for him was because of him, that he always did something wrong. And I think that was the closest I ever got to an apology, but I never actually got an apology. He admitted that I was right with some things, but that was about it. I never got a sincere actual apology. I think it was more of a self-loathing type deal. But where I stand with him now, we're just roommates. I don't even think I would consider him my friend, to be honest. We're just roommates. You know, he pays his half of the bills, I pay my half of the bills. We buy our own food, pretty much stay out of each other's way. Occasionally we'll pick up a conversation about something, and that's about it. He's got a new girlfriend. She's pretty cool. I've got Nick. Things are going well, if you couldn't tell by yesterday's vlog, very, very well. And yeah, I just wanted to clarify that I don't hate him. I don't. But I do think, even though I am so much better than I was mentally and emotionally with myself after that whole situation, I think there is still probably like 5% of me that wishes I got a genuine apology, and that's still trying to fix myself 100%. And you know, it could take a few more months. It could take another year before I truly get over the whole thing. It'll probably take me moving away from him, or something like that, but I'm pretty much over the entire thing. It's helped me become stronger. I don't let people push me around. I don't let people manipulate me. I put my foot down right away when I feel like somebody's trying to do that to me again. It's given me a lot more, like, clarity and insight on myself and who I am as a person. And I think I know myself better now than I ever have because of the situation. So as sucky as the situation was, it did help me grow as a person, and I became a better person because of it. Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say about that. That's probably the biggest thing, like the biggest truth of today. I'm going to go have my tea and relax. I don't really know what else there is to vlog about today because, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. So, we'll see. I just realized I never really showed you guys the new setup in my room. I mean, anybody who follows me on Instagram probably saw, like, what my room looked like before I upgraded everything. And you can look back on my old Minnesota vlogs to see what my room looked like before I upgraded everything. But yeah, now it is a lot more personalized. I actually have a real place to put my clothes. I do need another one because I have been getting a lot more clothes over the last few months. All of those are clean, by the way. It's just I have really nowhere to put them. I got some inspirational quotes on my wall that are just very positive, very nice. It fills the empty space. It's colorful. I got these curtains, which I love, by the way. This has helped a lot, especially during the summer, because the sun rises in my room, and that becomes a huge pain in the butt during the summer, because the sun will rise at like 5 in the morning, and when it hits a certain point in my room, like even if I'm already up, I'll be sitting at my desk, and the sun like just comes right through there, smacks me right in the face, and it sucks. I got some more stuff hanging on my wall. I'm thinking about getting something for like this space because, yeah, it's just empty. This is just crap that I have nowhere else to put in my room. Me and my roommate were talking about building a couple shelves in my room so I have more place to put it. This is my personal desk space. It's a little messy, but, you know, it is what it is. I have my calendar up here where I can keep track of my work schedule, which reminds me I need to write down my work schedule. Yeah, and then this is my desk. It's where I edit and watch videos on YouTube. I've got my own personal stuff here, but, give me a second, I gotta unplug. I have these lights, which I set up for myself because it just makes a warmer environment in my room. It helps me just relax. I've got my own personal stuff up here, just decorations and stuff like that. I got a new computer, dual monitor setup. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I definitely made my room more personalized, more me. This is definitely my space, you know, where I can relax and decompress and, you know, obviously edit and my videos and stuff, play video games, YouTube, social media. It's definitely my space. I do try to keep it clean. Usually my desk and my room don't look this dirty. I mean, it's really not that bad. It would probably take me like 5 minutes to straighten it up. But I did just get home from work like an hour ago, so I'm just kind of relaxing and stuff. But I do think I'm going to end the vlog here. I don't think anything else interesting or worth talking about is going to happen. And I would like to get this video up before I go to bed. But yeah, I hope you guys can appreciate my honesty in this vlog. I'm sorry if it seemed a little dark and depressing or if I touched nerves for anybody. But I felt the need to finally get that out of my system. It's something that I've been kind of sitting on for a couple years. And I've finally, since I've pretty much like found myself again and I'm in a lot better of a place like emotionally and mentally, that it was time to just get it out and be completely honest and real with you guys. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Pretty sure nothing else is gonna happen today, and I do want a chance to import, edit, and upload this vlog. So I will see you guys in the morning, and we'll see what happens. Tomorrow's Friday, which means I just gotta get through tomorrow and Saturday morning, and then I will see Nick again, and I have no idea what we're doing this weekend, but hopefully it'll be interesting. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody sleep well, keep your head up, remember to breathe, stay positive. Good night.